Here we go as we get ourselves into the action. Already TSM FTX starting things off with a smoke.
And a nice little tip, of course, good luck, friendos. It's a very friendly bout right here. A lot of trash talk was going on the Twitter and whatnot between them, but it's friendly bands.
Now, one of the reasons why it's going to be so much fun seeing these two teams face off against each other in the grand finals. We've heard the confidence in-game and out-game from their players. Both teams absolutely with the belief that they have what it takes to become the champion.
Very curious to see how much damage mitigation. I know it's something we talked a lot about in this tournament, but looking at the drafts that we have from both sides, right? We have Shield Crash, we have the Pugna, the Nether Ward, we're probably gonna have Wraith Pact, side of OG, Atrophy Aura, Kunkka Rum, Fade Bolt, Reduction, lots of different ways to just stall out these fights from both sides. So yeah, we're in for a treat.
Absolutely. I mean, there's the potential for black holes to come out from both sides this game, which is always something to look out for. And it's those sort of big, impactful ultimates that can make the difference when it comes to crunch time in a grand finals. See, around the runes, doesn't look like anybody's going to be able to get a grab on each other. So looking at the lanes that we're going to have set up.
OG's got 3 at least.
Oh, they didn't.
A little slight advantage.
They are going to have that little bit of a bonus. And in terms of the matchups, who are you most concerned for? You know, with the last few picks coming in towards the end of the draft, do you think anyone's going to have a tough time early on?
Gotta be honest, I kind of like OG's lanes across the board. All 3 look pretty solid. They just have to watch out how they play with the Eidolons top, in particular versus the Kunkka Cleave, of course. Bottom, also, just careful how you summon your skeletons versus the Underlord. Just because he can build up that damage, it could get a bit problematic. So I think all 3 lanes look pretty good for OG.
And we'll see how well Braille can do at the start, where he's never too much fun being a melee hero against Alina, especially when it's in the hands of a strong player such as BZM. But Braille, he has been popping off on his Pango before.
Not a traditional hero for BZM, though.
No, for sure. A bit of a change up towards the end. I mean, OG must have seen sort of the strength that this hero can have sort of in the overall game. I mean, what do you sort of feel that Lina does offer as a hero in this sort of draft that OG's running?
They had to have something that's going to be able to burst the DP, and if they did put the Death Prophet in mid, have that good lane. Of course, TSM, they did switch things up, making sure that the Pango is going to be mid, throwing Saber Light top. It's going to be this advantageous matchup for BZM, and he's going to just always be able to burst DP, and I think just like Panel was saying, secondary, third type of core that OG tends to go for. So it doesn't matter if one person gets black holed, if they focus on the Kunkka, he'll be able to provide some damage as well.
See down bottom, some good harassment here thrown the way of Tiger. Over, of course, on the other side of the map, Moon. He's going to head towards the jungle. Is this top lane sort of an area where Saberlight is going to feel pretty safe in on his own, or could he be a threat of dying?
I think he could definitely be a threat of dying. Torrent connects, if they have enough chase and control to be able to get him if he does step up too far. Bit of a speedy hero, of course, the Death Prophet, but yeah, just that much chain stun, tons of damage between these two as well. I think this is the right choice, though. I think Moon, like we were mentioning, has to be very careful. Doesn't want to be feeding Eidolons to that Kunkka.
Absolutely. In OG, they do have that good vision around near the tower, so they'll have a clear read of when, you know, Saberlight is a little far out from the tower and away from any potential backup coming in to help him. So he's got to be careful. So far in the mid lane, 12 for 1 on Braille.
He's doing great. He's got his bottle already finished up, so he'll get water runes, he'll be able to sustain through the spam. And bottom, they're doing an excellent job of just really spamming their abilities. Like, look at Tomato and Dubu. Completely out of mana to try to pressure OG. Taiga and Amar do have full mana, though, and quite a bit of regen built up.
And this is sort of a lane where, you know, at what point does the Underlord become a bit too much for the Wraith King to farm into, would you feel?
I think it starts getting a bit harder at level 3. Yep. They have the double, you know, level 2 Fade Bolt plus the level 2 Firestorm, or if he does get Atrophy, it can make Tomato have a bit more difficulty, but so far, I mean, Dubu doing an excellent job. We saw, of course, there the consumables that were spent, bringing tons of regen and mangoes.
Top lane, a little bit of a setup here, but Saberlight's got the 2 points to the Cypher, so a good amount of heal coming out as he's able to back off.
He's going to be impacted by this. You see already his last hit 7-1 because Moon is jungling, but this does feel like the right move for Moon Meander at the moment. Even taking bounty runes, denying them away from OG, since he's playing in into the enemy jungle.
Absolutely. I mean, you can see on the CS, sure, it's not lane creeps, but, you know, neutral-wise, the amount that Moon's getting, it's a good amount. This is going to be a solid start for Moon to get some good early items online on the Enigma.
And it's always really important when you see up top Saberlight, he has a double creep wave pushing into him, so now he's going to catch up on those last hits very nicely. So far, so good for TSM in this laning phase. And Pango not beating Alina, but coming out even versus Alina is pretty significant. Also, definitely have to point out that they did block the small camp, OG's small camp that is, so Lina won't have that to be able to accelerate her farm, while Bryle does.
And we'll see over in the jungle, of course, Step, he's headed over to try and push Moon away from this point that he's been taking away quite a lot of the camps with. Here's Courier also taken out here, Seb. Has to be a little careful, of course. Once he does have the win run outside of that, the damage from the Eidolons does add up against him.
Checking runes. Bri will be able to get the top one. Can they get the shackle? They can.
The setup. They've got enough mana for the Light Strike Array. Has Brile got anything to get out? They've still got a Fairy Fire and a Water Rune, so he should be fine here. In fact, he's thinking about turning. He's going to jump back in. He still has the Fairy Fire. If he gets
what a play.
There it is. Brile gets first blood, the Fairy Fire as well, allowing him to walk this one off. Excellently done that. I mean, saving that Fairy Fire at the last moment as well. Really trying to sell OG on the idea that they could get him, but at the end of the day, they could not. He gets first blood and he gets out.
BZM just did not have enough mana by any means. Did use the stun instead of using the nuke, so Bri will be able to play around that one. Very nicely done. That is the dream. A Pango doing this well versus Alina getting a first blood. He's going to be off to a corrosion. So having this type of early advantage as a Pango versus Alina also is going to be impactful later on because he's going to be able to get on top of her easier. It's going to be a lot tankier. So very important for TSM FTX that this is happening right now.
Yeah, very impressive laning here from Brile in the first 5 minutes. Over in the jungle, they will try and do something about Moon, and with that sort of setup, they'll definitely take him out. BZM is able to swing across, he'll get the benefit of the kill. I mean, but yeah, Moon knows, you know, when he's in this area, eventually he's going to get taken out. And it does take quite a bit of focus where you have 3 heroes from OG moving over to get rid of the Enigma.
Even putting a ward down, right? Like Seb just keeping tabs on him, putting the ward too. Things being expended just to deal with this Enigma, which means, look at Saberlight. He's kind of free farming.
He's having a great time.
Almost
he's having a great time. Indeed, that solo XP is getting out of the lane as well. So it's going to be a pretty big death profit. And as you said, you know, with OG's focus, they're trying to draft heroes that would be able to burst him. If he gets a good start, it will be hard to 100 to 0. In the mid, they'll hold back Brile with the Light Strike Array, BZM. Thanks to you can't lead in with the Rolling Thunder. And a good job as well that Brile was able to get that connection. Highly likely that the two of them would be able to run down the Lina.
It's pressure on 2 fronts. Now, Saberlight's actually TPing mid to back up this push and try to go for mid tower.
I mean, OG's going to try and defend. They're turning up in the numbers, but they're going to have to deal with the pressure of this Exorcism.
Catapult's still alive.
It's going to be a serious amount of damage. Seb at the side, already being pushed back by Moon. Jump forward with the shield crash. Brings Seb down low. I mean, OG, they're watching, but not a whole lot they could do to push back TSM FTX. And 6 minutes in, it's going to be the tower going down. They will be able to blow up Brile with the combo. Laguna Blade drop to take down the Pango. But this is an early Tier 1 tower here for TSM.
That is one of the fastest, if not the second fastest Tier 1 I think I've seen.
I think the fastest was around 5 minutes 50, so this one being just 20 seconds slower. An incredible speed here from TSM FTX with that first movement. And pretty much enabled by the fact that they'd set up that top lane so well. You know, Moon making sure that Saberlight got the free farm, got the levels, hits that 6 at a good time, and is able to come in with that sort of early play.
Yeah, it's very remarkable. And also they're getting the greed, right? Like Moon's able to get some farm. Sure, potentially going to die here as well, but...
I mean, they're really putting a lot. The 3 of them, they're going for Moon. They should get him, but you can't help but feel that he's been quite the nuisance here for OG. It's taking a lot of resources to deal with the Enigma.
Space main, right? So much attention being brought in. Like, taking a look at a lane that we haven't really ventured too much. Amar, we are seeing him doing very well, but also Tomato not getting pressured. Even with the Pugna rotating so much from TSM FTX, he's doing great in that 1v1 matchup. And look at the speed. They're now making the way toward top. Don't know if they can kill Yuragi, unless they have Brile in particular there.
But this move down bottom, Moon. It's going to turn up and...
it's been taking under.
Yeah, they're probably not going to get a kill out of this one. 3 points in the passive, and Mars more than fine. Obviously that timing you have to watch out for. 35 seconds for the next Exorcism. And you can absolutely imagine that Saberlight's going to be going straight for another tower.
No natural way to push on OG. They have good ways to deep push with the Underlord and with Lina and the Rubik, but besides that, they don't really have good ways to hit towers themselves. They kind of have to just win a fight to be able to do that. And we're seeing TSM, as we mentioned, kind of kicking up the pace, checking these runes. OG.
It's going to be an Arcane Rune top. Brile with the Rolling Thunder out in time. Yuragi will be the one to grab the Arcane Rune. Was a little concerned that TSM FTX would be able to get it themselves. It does mean that BZM won't have that to play with.
Have to control these water runes early.
Now that timing, as we talked about, the ult's back up. OG, they've got to be prepared to turn up for defense on this Tier 1 top lane. As mid gets the setup, they've got the burst with the Laguna. Brile shield crashing away.
Not enough.
That is not enough indeed. Last charge of the bottle will save him. Brile's able to get back to base.
And immediately top. When they see anything used, they're going to go for this tower, and it's going to drop too fast for OG to react.
It really is, and with BZM already using that Laguna in the mid, there's no sort of big ultimate to try and turn up and burst through a hero like Saberlight. So this increased pressure that's building up for TSM FTX it's proven to be a bit too much for OG at the start. They're having to look for other options. They're going to try for the trade in the mid lane.
OG not really reacting too much, though, to that push in particular. Still just farming, so still seeing the net worth reflect that. But good moves from TSM, and also now they're going to swing mid and contest. They are healthy.
Yeah, of course, you said it's a lot slower for OG's lineup at this stage to try and take towers, take these objectives. So the tier 1 mid will be held alive. Bottom lane, Amar, with the continued space that he got with Tomato leaving the area, he will manage to take a tower. So OG finally able to get a tier 1 down bottom.
He's going to be a carry. Like we said, this is the way that OG tends to play, this triple core to be able to transition. I'm curious what this item build is, because I mean, we've seen a couple times from these Underlords, you know, the Treads, the Atos, BKBs, but Amar and a couple other players have kind of transitioned into these carries. He's got crit queued up later on.
Right.
So, I mean, he knows what he knows what he wants.
I mean, you have the potential to hit incredibly hard as an Underlord in the midst of a team fight. And no surprise there at all. Saberlight with that early 6 and with those first 2 towers, an incredible amount of building damage done by this Death Prophet.
Dubu.
If there's going to be any chance of saving him, Bryle, he's considering helping out, but he knows there's nothing to be done. Dubu burst by BZM. As OG now continues to rack up the kills, and they do hold the gold lead right now. 1K advantage.
Just continuing to split it up. Underlord still bottom. Seb starting to get some levels top. The 3 of these were sticking together for some kills. Looks like they're going to maybe potentially go for more. Yuragi does have 17-1, so should have the mana. Saberlight, he saw it coming.
If they catch pretty much most of these heroes in an X mark, they should manage to take them out, especially if they're out and on their own. They'll get a ward down into the tier 2, those stairs. They'll see any access that TSM FTX tried to get to the jungle. But Bryle and Dubu are smoked up.
Both teams saw each other's smokes, so it should be avoided. Taiga might actually be the one who gets caught.
He's going to turn. But, instantly, with the silence and the thunder coming in, there's not a chance for Taiga. TSM, they'll take the kill. And now with the position that they have on this bottom lane, they could start to bring it round. Exorcism is back up. We'll see if Saberlight wants to try and pressure for another tower.
Bottom is a bit harder to go for, and it doesn't really give you too much, so I don't know if they'll I don't think they'll fully push for this one, especially this is Amar's home. The Underlord, he's probably the best one that they have to go for deep push, so don't really think that TSM will pressure too much here. Maybe Saberlight will just flex it on his own while Bryle peeks in over here.
Yeah, OG bringing in the numbers around to this bottom area, knowing that TSM FTX will look to poke their heads into the triangle. They want to ensure that that continued safe space for Yuragi exists and they can get him this BKB as soon as possible.
Everybody just being so efficient. Dubu's helping Saberlight hit some neutral creeps, nuking each other's waves with Fade Bolt and Firestorm. Just trying to clear these waves as fast as possible. How's the timing? Is Bryle done with it? Not yet. So he's getting closer and closer to the defusal. The rune battle.
There's going to be an arcane.
Oh,
Bryle's going to be very happy with that one. We'll have Thunder back in 10 seconds. Almost certainly ready to look to make another move. Tomato, arm-wise, how's he doing? Armlet complete?
He's doing good. He's doing very well. Both teams just have so much vision of each other that they're kind of perfectly avoiding each other. So this slow game that I feel like we did not expect to have here after such explosive games from both sides earlier in this tournament. It's only 4-2. Very farm-heavy game.
Yeah, very close to having his item done though, Amar.
Yep.
The Atos, once it's there.
Yep, holding skill points just because nothing's happening, so he always wants to hold that point if he needs the Fiend Gate or if he does need Pit. And he's about to have Atos, so I think they can start turning up the fight a little bit more, OG, when he does have that completed. They can join him in this lane.
Yeah, they have excellent follow-up. You know, every single hero on OG's lineup having an opportunity of lockdown. They get the setup here for Dubu. Dubu will drop the ward. Bryle jumps in from the side. The bow comes crashing into Dubu, takes him out. Bryle will be able to get the Rolling Thunder off. He's going to look to try and control Amar here around the stairs. Jumping forward, have they got the damage to bring down this Underlord? The Siphon's there for Saberlight. Amar getting for a low moon. He'll just commit the black hole. Lock down Amar, take him out. TSM FTX, they'll hold their own around their jungle, only losing themselves Dubu. In return, they get that big kill. Amar was incredibly farmed. They can bring him down.
The Rum plus the stolen Nether Ward definitely playing an effect to stall out the death there. Big commitment, though, from TSM. That's 3 ultimates just to kill him. So OG might have a window now to go for something. And the lanes just keep getting shoved in, both sides. It's literally just the most spam I think I've ever seen.
You've got to imagine that around that 15-minute mark could be a bit of a peak for OG to fight around. They'll get that shard picked up on Seb.
Right now they have like we said, big window. There's still like 2.5 minutes left on a lot of these ultimates, 90 seconds on the Death Prophet's ult. So this is probably OG's time to shine. TSM can still fight because the Pango's ult is back up. But just have to be careful of how they get caught from the chain stuns. And Bryle has defusal, so very scary.
Now Moon, trying to get the jump in on Seb, but not the best amount of control really outside of if Bryle wants to commit with a Rolling Thunder to lock down a wind-running Wind Ranger. So Seb's fine. BZM bots, of course, into the BKB next for him. And smoke from the rest of his teammates. In fact, Tiger, Seb, and Amar, they want to try and see if they can find some action around this Rod of Atos that Amar has now completed.
Eyes on Bryle, really, for TSM in this fight. If he gets caught and killed at the start of the fight, it's going to be disastrous for them.
Well, they can start here. They're going to look towards Yuragi. Bryle, he's ready to get the Thunder off. He's straight into the river, but the boat combo will come crashing down onto Moon Meander. Bryle continuing to hold back OG. A great silence as well comes out, so OG won't be able to continue to commit in onto the Enigma. Moon's able to step back to safety, and looks like neither team will find anything with that. OG trying to strike from the low ground, but TSM FTX were prepared.
Perfect roll from Bryle, kind of just stopping all the aggression. And that's going to buy them time to be able to get their big cooldowns up. Death Prophet ult back up in about 10 seconds. And BKBs are going to be out very quickly for both sides.
Radiant are scanning.
Bryle and Dubu want to head up and see if they can get some vision down around the triangle of OG.
Yuragi, very far forward.
He is on his own down here.
These are 2% based heroes, and the Exorcism's back.
Yeah, they're going to commit with it straight away. There's going to be TPs coming in. They're trying to get over to help Yuragi, but it looks like there's no chance for this Kunkka to escape. Bryle slides in to finish off the kill.
A massive kill. Wasn't the level 2 Exorcism, so it's not going to be as strong when he pushes it forward for this tower, but a massive move.
Now, see how much of a chance Saberlight does get to beat into the tower, and if we have OG looking to defend, Amar has got the TP ready if he wants to arrive and hold back, but as it seems, Saberlight's backing off for now. Bryle and Dubu still looking for kill action around the mid.
Way too much deep push, as we were mentioning. Taiga now has Crypt Swarm. We've seen him having it a couple times. Double nuke, pretty much impossible to push this bottom tower. But again, Pango ult's back up. Enigma ult is going to be back up as well. So OG, it's probably a bit difficult for them to go for an aggressive play into all these.
Incredibly close stuff so far.
Close.
16 minutes in, 4-5. A very refreshing start between these two squads. So we've had quite a few recent games where one team starts to barrel out of control very, very early. This time around, this game one of the grand finals, not showing any signs of that. It could absolutely still fall either way here.
It's going to be very similar timings on all the BKBs. The Linus is about to be finished, the Kunkkas is about to be finished, Death Prophets is about to be done. Deso and Tomato as well, taking the top net worth finally.
And once sort of all those BKBs are taken into the equation, you know, which team with the lineup that they currently have do you think is going to have the tougher time when it comes to execution?
They have easier ways of like initiating the fights on TSM FTX because they have this tanky Wraith King and they have the Pango who can just start the fight by rolling in. So for them, I would say it's a little bit easier, but OG, they can tank through a lot of it, as we've been mentioning. You know, there's a lot of different ways to mitigate the damage that will be coming out here.
Yeah,
particularly the ROM, probably the biggest one.
Bryle's been doing a really good job as well at
Yes.
making sure he starts the fight off with the Rolling Thunder from the side. So it's very, very hard for OG to ever really catch him and stop him from getting that ult off.
Yeah, I like that he's going for the blink, because I think he's recognizing what his job really needs to be. It's just get on top of the Lina, cause panic, cause disruption so they can't just chain combo one person down. All right, here we go. BKB starting to come online. Pace should start being accelerated quite quickly.
They're going to try and hit them with the smoke from the mid. 10 seconds until Exorcism, but the black hole is up. Moon can be looking ready to jump. He's going to go for Seb first. Over to the side. Yuragi and BZM will watch. They're not going to be able to get him before Seb goes down. As Seb falls, Yuragi will drop the boat combo, but they don't want to get stuck in on this, at least not at the moment. They'll put a Fiend's Gate down.
They have to get
getting over. TSM
They have to stay ready here.
They're going to go for the Roshan. Of course, with the Exorcism, this level 2, they're going to have good damage to take this out. OG, are they able to contest this 4 versus 5? We'll see who's able to get stuck into the pit first. Yuragi, they'll let the Torrent out over towards the Wraith King. Over to the side, Moon. He's been able to get the jump over towards Amar. Saberlight's in on top of him. Amar in trouble. Bryle commits in with the Rolling Thunder. That's Amar gone. He's out for 45. No buyback on him as well, so they cannot bring the Underlord back in to try and contest this Roshan. As TSM FTX continue to try and finish it off. Yuragi, he's going to look to step forward, but it's already fallen. Bryle gets the Aegis, and then
Black hole.
He's in. It's a 3-man Black Hole. A perfect for Moon. Dubu tries to keep it alive, but Moon does die, but He got the job done. He gets in. They've taken out 4. BZM will TP out. But a fantastic fight for TSM FTX there around the pit. And Moon,
what a play.
Getting them on the escape there. OG realizing they have to back off, and Moon, he's not letting them get away.
And it was perfect the way that they took all of this, right? They immediately kill one target before the fight starts. That could not have been better for TSM FTX. Tomato up to 6 Deso stacks now.
A brilliant fight. It already looked like it was going to be risky for OG after they lost Amar around the back of the Roche pit.
It's tough for them, like we were mentioning, it's tough for them to initiate the fights. They have to just walk in with their bodies, and it just allows TSM FTX to get these initiations. Like, look how panicked they are just trying to walk in.
Yeah, you know, Yuragi feeling that maybe with the BKB he can get in, but he sees the Aegis already picked up Moon so quick there with the jump. And there's no chance, BZM not having the ability to put a stop to it with the Light Strike array on cooldown. Back in action, you see Tomato, he's getting gone on here by OG.
He's strong.
But they'll have to take him down the twice, Dubu. It's actually going to be able to protect his first life for now here with this decrepit fire and the Light Train. Bryle, he's considering getting involved. He's going to jump in with the Rolling Thunder, goes straight over towards BZM. Tomato steps back up, takes out Seb. Mumianda in with the Malefice over towards the leader. Bryle is in trouble, BZM. BZM can't escape this. He's been surrounded the BKB. He's trying to turn. He's got the Light Strike on towards Bryle. Bryle goes down at once. BZM will live for now. He's going to hide in the trees. Have they got any damage to take him down?
Oh
he's
my
out
God.
for BP. BZM will live, but Amar goes down, not able to escape through the gate in time. TSM FTX, they'll still take the fight.
OG just has to kind of run in every single one of the fights. They can't fight into all this damage, and that's without Exorcism, without Black Hole. The Pango's just causing way too many problems.
Yeah, Bryle is crushing it. He really is. These Rolling Thunders each and every time catching OG by surprise. I mean, I think for BZM it's fortunate. I think his BKB pretty much only just came back after that last team fight, was able to save himself. But TSM FTX starting to get the lead now. 11-6, 3K up.
They're starting to pretty confidently dominate this game, dominate the map. Tomato, massive. 80-second cooldown on his reincarnate, but I don't think OG can punish this because TSM FTX has Exorcism back up. They're going to be looking for the fight themselves.
Absolutely, they've got the Arcane Rune as well in the bottle for Bryle.
Oh boy.
So he'll have spells plenty to throw out at OG in the next fight.
Almost has his shard done too, so more control is going to be coming out. Also hits level 15 after that fight, so that very disruptive Rolling Thunder lasts even longer versus these BKBs that are going to start ticking down. They're really catching their stride right now.
I'll see you around the mid. TSM FTX, they're ready to go for a jump, Moon.
It's a bit deep.
He's going to try and force out reaction. Stabilize steps forward. He has got the BKB if he feels threatened. He's going to pop it and pop the Ghost as well. They want to try and take this fight against TSM FTX. Gale Force comes into play, but Bryle, he's already in with the Rolling Thunder, goes straight over towards the backlines, catches Tiger, back over towards Amar. Amar going down. TSM FTX having the perfect amount of damage here to bring down this Underlord, and TSM FTX, they're ready for more. Back in onto Seb. Seb caught out by the stun. Another kill for Bryle. As OG, they seemingly cannot deal with the pressure that TSM FTX is applying right now. Multiple times, Amar, for all the farm that he has, he still dies to the heroes that TSM FTX have.
They've just focused everything onto him and so many percent base damage, spells that just rip right through him. This ward is crushing them too. This ward they have up there, yeah, right here. They have no idea where it is. They're pinging, trying to find it. They can't. It keeps us seeing everything, giving so much information for TSM FTX.
Absolutely, yeah, pretty much saw the setup that OG was trying for themselves, getting into the tree line around their tier 2. TSM FTX seeing absolutely everything. Now 6K lead, Tomato starting to step away from any other core in the game. He's going to go for that Blink Dagger next. So they'll have this incredible amount of jump. We've seen already, you know, Bryle each and every time straight to the backlines with the Rolling Thunder. When he has Tomato ready to follow him up on that sort of jump, you're just going to see heroes on OG die in an instant.
Even though they have damage mitigation, they're starting to feel very squishy because of how farmed this Wraith King is. And TSM just continue to get all the jumps themselves. They're the ones getting all the perfect initiations because of Bryle. On top of damage mitigation now, also a Wraith Pact for TSM FTX, who they've been dominating these fights without this. Now throwing this on top, it's going to be another element that I don't know how OG deals with. They're already having massive damage problems.
They really are. It's tough. And, you know, we saw the intention from Amar earlier to go for some sort of carry build. This game, it's going to be tough for him to carry. He's fallen behind massively on the net worth. It's getting to a point where Moon, he's about to take him over on gold.
Quad core for TSM FTX. OG, even though they were playing this greedy farm game for the entirety of like the first 15 minutes or so, TSM FTX has won pretty much every single battle that they've got into. And causes them to pull ahead. Yeah, 4 cores.
Radiant's bottom tower.
See the Shadow Blade now done on Yuragi. Maybe you can try for some sort of setup to catch TSM FTX by surprise, but They've been playing so well at just not getting caught out. You know, very few times have we seen TSM have a hero going out too deep on their own and OG being able to punish it.
I think, yeah, I think he's trying to like maybe just be able to sneak around a little bit, and also just it gives him one of the best damage that he can, and they just really need damage on OG right now to clear through, because Dubu is a problem. He's getting to free cast in the back lines because of Bryle.
Yeah, he's been doing a great job of trying his best to save the heroes that go down. Even that last fight as we had, Moon, DD's in. Goodbye, Seb.
Didn't even need to pop the DD. Might have been almost a one-shot.
I think it would have been with a DD. Indeed, holding it for the next move. As TSM, they're down the mid lane onto the tier 2 tower. You've got to be careful. Yeah, Saberlight's maybe seeing if he can catch someone here on the back of it all. Over on their half of the map in their jungle, Moon is going to take a boat to the face, but OG, they know that as soon as they show their hand, TPs are coming in. Back in the mid, the tower goes down. So they get the objective, and they also make sure that they don't lose Moon on their half of the map with the TPs coming back sufficiently.
So high level as well on TSM. Saberlight level 18, level 3 exorcisms already online. He has a shard too. They're so ready to fight. I'm lacking ways to see OG winning a team fight. They have to just try to get some type of splits going around the map and try to get a pick off, but TSM is never giving them the opportunity.
They're staying right in the faces of OG. 4 members of TSM just no need to back off. They don't feel any sort of fear right now.
They see everything. Look at this. This ward just stays the entire duration. The bottom ward on the cliff as well.
Step into it immediately. They're in with the jump. Steps out.
All right, this ward is kind of winning them the game, gotta be honest.
Full basher done on Bryle. Ooh, these items just continue to fly out for TSM whilst OG are attempting to scramble their way back into the base. And we're really seeing what for the first time that we've had, a team turning up and absolutely just having an answer to this Seb win ranger that OG has just felt so comfortable with again and again. This game, he's having a real struggle at getting to play as they're just jumping him every single time. So BZM
BKB
has to, in order to get out here.
It's down to 6 seconds now. So, as we mentioned before, the Rolling Thunder, it's already been a problem, even though they had BKBs, just because he's getting on top of them. Now it's going to be able to kind of crush them because of how low these BKBs are getting.
And they're trying their best to itemize for this high ground defense. BZM, of course, going all in on the right-click build, the Dragon Lance into the crit. They need that damage to come out from somewhere. Also, I believe Seb, he had the Maelstrom queued up earlier. Yeah, he's going to be able to pick that up, and we'll see if he wants to get that or the Blink Dagger first. But trying their best to get these items that will allow them to delete a hero at the start of the fight.
Every player is kind of playing for themselves at this point on OG, just trying to find any answer to what TSM FTX has been able to do so far.
I mean, you see it with sort of Amar as well. He did pick up the Ogre Club towards the BKB, but now he's saving up the money, so we might see something drastic be picked up. Seb, again, dealt with very easily by Bryle and Moon. In fact, they're going to catch him as well. Bryle,
a menace.
He knew that he was trying to get out in the trees. It's just going to be another kill here for Bryle. 17-7 this game.
He is a monster.
I mean, he
Bryle. 7-1-8, 15 of the 17 kills.
Yeah.
Kind of won the mid lane, you could say, in a way, versus the Lina. He is absolutely on fire today.
He's looking fantastic. I see Yuragi with this build up. He's going to try and get the Silver Edge into the Relic. We'll see what way he wants to go for that.
Yeah, I mean,
but it's
trying to get as much as possible. And they do need, of course, that Nullifier eventually, but even then, you're really starting to feel OG just falling further and further behind in this game.
I mean, how are they going to deal with this Wraith King? How are they going to deal with Tomato twice in a team fight?
How do they deal with Saberlight? How do they deal with Bryle? Look how tanky everybody is.
That's the thing, all 3 cores at this point in such a position that it's really going to take everything from OG's heroes to bring just one of them down or get even close to bringing one down.
Love the itemization too from Saberlight, buying a halberd to this game, just knowing he can just run into the face.
They're going to try with the
take up.
See if they can take one out. They're going to look towards Bryle, but he's already out with the shard. Tomato to the side. He caught Seb again, just dying immediately. The brunt of damage that TSM FTX bring, and Saberlight, he's ready to try and go for more. He's in with the BKB. They'll run over to the other side. Move!
The black hole!
With the black hole. He's caught Yuragi. He's caught Tiger. Both go down. 3 dead now in OG, and with the ghosts up from Saberlight, they can push onto the high ground and look to take the tier 3 and possibly more.
OG can't even attempt to take a fight. They try to go for a pickoff, as we said they need to, but Bryle just clicks roll up. He just exits it perfectly, and now likely Brax just going down this early on.
Maybe even more.
Probably the game.
Top lane, the tier 2's already been taken, so they could look towards a second set. We'll see how aggressive TSM FTX wants to play it here in the grand finals, or if they'll play it cautious. OG, they'll have the respawns coming in.
They still have all this vision. Both cliff wards still up for the majority of this game. So yeah, back up, chill out, Roche back, they can kill it, and there's no way that we can see OG coming back into this one. And look at Saberlight.
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
of course.
Gotta check it out. The mantles are cued, you know, he's got it ready.
He's ready to give Amar a bit of a taste of his own medicine. We'll see this play once again. They smoke up for this move, OG, but as we said, that any of the cores that they go on at this point, it's almost impossible to catch them and take them down.
They need the absolute perfect chain stun, right?
And even with the BKB out in time there, he still dies very, very quickly.
They Beanskate into the Roche pit.
Okay, let's see if they can catch them by surprise. They're looking for Moon. See if they can bring down the Enigma. They're trying their best to chase him down, but Saberlight with these siphons, he's
gets
down low. They do get the drag back with the X marks. They'll bring down Moon. Buybacks had to come into play from Tiger as OG. They're putting everything into trying to make this team fight work.
They're at full retreat. Amar, he won't be able to get away. Bryle, beautiful swashbuckle when he's trying to TP out, gets the bash. You can feel the desperation. OG Fiends getting into the Roche pick. They know they need to contest it, and yeah, Saberlight gonna give him a little tip.
And it doesn't work out, and now with Roche at the ready, TSM, they should be lined up to get this one for themselves. No chance of OG having a say about this one. Once they had that Aegis in the shard, they'll be ready to go straight away for another set of racks.
Exorcism back in 20, 50 seconds for Black Hole. Yeah, they're fully ready to go to end this game, close it out.
Well, pretty much the full abyssal as well on Tomato.
Uh-huh.
I mean, sorry, on
Bryle, I think it was.
Yeah, Bryle, actually. Yeah, he's the one that's got the money to get it done. 30 minutes in, one of the more farmed Pangos you'll see. That's OG. I mean, within this sort of position, what is the plan? What is OG waiting for? What are they looking towards that could give them a chance to turn?
Taiga stealing a Exorcism and then a 5-man Black Hole while he has Exorcism running, because it just actually feels like they have no way to win a fight. That's how ridiculous it's going to get to be.
And we've seen, I think, sort of both times we've had the Black Hole from Moon. He's made an effort of catching the Enigma, catching the Rubik, so there's not been a chance for Taiga to do any sort of play.
OG. Saberlight just blinks into them.
Tiger straight out to the side. He gets very scared there. It's over in the mid. Amar, he's trying to get up, but he's been caught by the Abyssal. That's going to be Amar probably going down here in the mid lane. And again, another bash from Bryle. Amar's out. They're bringing in the mid. I see Tiger. He'll
just Black Hole him.
He's going to drop the Black Hole. I mean, he knows that they're at a point this game where they don't need that Black Hole for the team fights. They're that far ahead. He'll happily drop it for Tiger.
Yeah. Absolutely, and already look with just the constant vision. They know everything that's going on. They see BZM top, attempting for the setup. Bryle on his way. No bash.
That's the thing with the bash in play. You can BKB and try and TP out, but the bash is likely to be there. BZM will try and stand his ground. Bryle's going to have backup coming in. There's not going to be any chance of BZM taking this. Tomato comes in with a big old crit, takes him out. As OG really feeling the heat here in Game 1 for the first time in quite a few series. We've seen countless times in their run that they've made to the grand finals. They've been taking down teams with ease, but in this Game 1 of the best of 5, they are struggling.
And look, TSM just literally popping ults by themselves, running down OG. They know how strong they are. Onto the racks too now. Quickly gonna get brought down.
40 seconds without BZM. He has got buyback. Jump forward from Tomato. He's ready to look for kills. They'll get in on towards Amar. Seb trying to blow them back with the Gale Force. Amar, he's going to get chunked again. They're in on top of him. He's out of action. Dead for 50. He'll buy back. But the Rack's being taken out here by TSM FTX. This top lane. See if there's any sort of defense Soji can put together. They will manage to push them away from the melee in time. But Tomato, he's ready to go back in. He'll turn with a stun on towards Seb. They've got the root control on the Wraith King. Jump forward for Saberlight. He's ready to get straight in on top of the Wind Ranger. Seb getting feared. Taken out by Bryle with a swashbuckle as that Seb out of the game. He'll buy back. They'll look for the X-Mark control onto Bryle. They do catch him in the Torrent. They'll use the Gale Force to blow him back under the Tier 4 tower. They've locked down Tubu, but Tubu decrepifies himself, turns with the life drain. He's keeping himself alive. Bryle swashbuckles out to the side. He's still alive. Finally he falls, but he's got that Aegis. He's going to be back for another round. Tubu standing against Amar 1-to-1. Finally cut down by the Underlord.
Tomato.
Overlord the Tier 4s with the BKB pop. Tomato's ready to try and take them down one by one. He does fall, but he's going to be back for that round 2. BZM trying to have another chance at him, but there's no chance here for the Lina to take a kill. They'll try and scramble back towards base BZM, but TSM FTX take him down. There's no buyback on Amar, no buyback on Stab. GG is called. TSM FTX